I have a pretty bonkers story to fill you in on. Former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, he wants revenge against Matt Gaetz. And I'll show you a clip that came from an interview he did on CNN today that is stunning in what he was willing to say about Matt Gaetz. Now, the context is that Matt Gaetz is responsible for, as I'm sure you remember, ousting Kevin McCarthy as the Republican Speaker. He's the one who called that motion to vacate, got the 8 Republicans, and Kevin McCarthy was booted. And so that's why Kevin McCarthy now wants revenge, and he is saying the stuff you're about to hear, but then also, and I'll break this down for you a little bit later in the segment, he's also working to get the challenger in the Republican primary of Matt Gaetz elected to get Matt Gaetz out of Congress. So an interesting feud playing out, and here's what McCarthy said on CNN today.
But you want Gaetz to lose. Clearly, you're supporting his primary opponent. Why do you want him out? Just because, is it simply because he led the charge to push you out?
No, I just don't think Gaetz is a conservative. I mean, and if you think about it, if there's anybody who should go to trial, I mean, Gaetz is one who should be convicted in a trial.
Why? Why do you say that?
Well, we all know the challenge.
I'm going to really quickly pause your viewing of this video to ask you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. In the videos yesterday, I had recorded and we put in all the videos, me thanking you all for getting us across 500,000 subscribers. Absolutely incredible. We're going to pass today 510,000 subscribers. What? If you haven't yet subscribed, click it. Thank you all so much.
Sure, you can't sleep with underage women and think you can get away with it. I mean,
He denies that.
well, the women don't, and so there's people in jail because of it, and I think that's a place that people should have a court. I just don't think that as an individual should be represented in Congress. I don't think.
Okay, so huge, dropping a bomb there on Matt Gaetz. Now, it should be said that the sort of backdrop for his argument is that Trump shouldn't have been subjected to a trial and a conviction, but you know who should? Matt Gaetz, right? So the beginning of his argument is ridiculous, but he also is more aggressively saying something that he's previously alluded to, and now he's willing to say it full out. And here's the last time that he alluded to this in a softer way.
So was it this, you made a lot of concessions in the negotiations.
No, I didn't.
Okay, is that
I'm sorry. I'm practically
made a lot of
contractually obligated to take note every single time we watch this clip of McCarthy's
concessions in the negotiations.
No, I didn't.
Okay, is that
Let's get to the bottom of that.
Right?
That is such a misnomer in life. Let me give you the truth about that now. And I'll give you the truth why I'm not speaker. It's because one person, a member of Congress, wanted me to stop an ethics complaint because he slept with a 17-year-old. An ethics complaint that started before I ever became speaker, and that's illegal, and I'm not going to get in the middle. Did he do it or not? I don't know. But ethics is looking at it. There's other.
Okay, so that's what he was saying. Now he's escalating and willing to say that Matt Gaetz shouldn't just go to trial for these allegations, but should be convicted based on them. And that's some intense stuff. Here is a Republican Congressman, Gonzalez, echoing this message in a recent CNN interview.
He will survive. Look, the House is a rough and rowdy place, but Mike Johnson is going to be just fine. I served 20 years in the military. It's my absolute honor to be in Congress, but I served with some real scumbags. Look, Matt Gaetz, he paid minors to have sex with him at drug parties. Bob Good endorsed my opponent, a known neo-Nazi. These people used to walk around with white hoods at night. Now they're walking around with white hoods in the daytime.
So you can tell not positive views among many Republicans, definitely among Democrats, of Matt Gaetz, and for good reason. Now, it's important to take note, for the sake of accuracy, that the DOJ did investigate Matt Gaetz, as was a huge story, and decided not to bring criminal charges relating to this minor. And it was actually a trafficking investigation. Someone did go to jail, someone that Matt Gaetz was friends with or acquaintances with, but again, they decided not to bring criminal charges against Matt Gaetz. But as this ethics investigation has gone on, and this is what I'll fill you in on first, then we'll get to how Kevin McCarthy's trying to unseat Matt Gaetz. We've learned some truly vile things about Matt Gaetz. Here's from the New Republic. New report reveals Matt Gaetz is an even bigger creep than you thought. Representative Matt Gaetz has a reputation as a provocateur and MAGA ideologue on Capitol Hill, with an active ethics investigation against him. After a new profile in The Atlantic, he might be known for other worse reasons. One such revelation in the piece, published Thursday, was that he'd show videos of his sexual conquest to other staffers and members of Congress on Capitol Hill. Quote, he used to walk around, and this is a mixture that I'm going to break down for you of reporting and of things that have come out of this investigation. He used to walk around the cloakroom showing people porno of him and his latest girlfriend, one former Republican lawmaker told Atlantic writer Elaine Godfrey, speaking anonymously. He'd show me a video and I'd say, that's great, Matt. Like, what kind of reaction do you want? He also earlier in his career as a state legislator in Florida was allegedly involved in a points game in which he and other Republican lawmakers earned points for sleeping with women, with 1 point for doing so with a lobbyist, 3 points for a fellow legislator, 6 for a married fellow legislator, and so on. And just remember, as we talk about this is the party of family values. Trump, their presumptive nominee, and one of their more prominent Congress people. This is who we're talking about, not to mention a bunch of other people. Boebert. And then here's another report. New evidence shows Matt Gaetz might be skeezier than we thought. Matt Gaetz is having a great week. It just got worse. The House Ethics Committee, is what I was referring to, which is investigating Gaetz for illegal drug use as a member of Congress, received a sworn statement alleging that Gaetz attended a 2017 party in Florida where cocaine and MDMA use occurred, ABC News reported Friday. The statement also alleges that the girl at the center of a Department of Justice investigation into Gaetz attended the party and was seen naked, and that's the underage girl at the time. The Justice Department began investigating Gaetz in 2020 over allegations that the Florida representative had paid a convicted sex trafficker to have sex with the girl, who was 17 at the time. It concluded the probe in 2023, as I mentioned, and declined to charge Gaetz. And we've talked about this before, so I'll just summarize the next part of this. Mark Wayne Mullen had said, I should probably just read the reporting actually instead of saying it myself. Gaetz had bragged to coworkers about taking erectile dysfunction medicine, energy cocktails, to go all night. He also allegedly, while standing on the House floor, showed colleagues nude photos and videos of women he had slept with. Then just one detail of this that is really important. ABC News reports Florida Representative Matt Gaetz on Thursday was served a subpoena to sit for a deposition in a civil lawsuit that involves allegations he had sex with a 17-year-old girl, sources told ABC News, as part of a suit brought by a friend of the congressman against the young woman and others. And that subpoena was issued by the woman who's now in her 20s, who was underage at the time at issue. Her representation issued this subpoena. So Kevin McCarthy's not pulling this out of nowhere, right? And of course, people are innocent until proven guilty, but I think the broader scope of behavior we've heard about from a bunch of different people, from reporting, from ethics investigation, from some of the reporting about the DOJ investigation, even if we set aside one particular allegation, the broader set of behavior that we've heard about from Matt Gaetz proves he's a very low character guy, to say the least. And it's a reminder of, at least when it comes to those who stand by their support for Matt Gaetz, this huge violation of principles, as has been a massive topic of this show recently. People abandoning their sort of law and order attitude in service of Trump, Lauren Boebert, all of her things, and just Trump as a candidate and all of these people who used to be the party of family values people supporting Trump, and all of it. This is just yet another example of that is really irritating. Politico also reports, and this is how Kevin McCarthy is trying to oust Matt Gaetz after he was ousted by Matt Gaetz. Kevin McCarthy is escalating his revenge campaign against Representative Matt Gaetz. In an interview with Politico, McCarthy backed Gaetz' new Florida GOP primary challenger. A top McCarthy advisor also acknowledged playing a role in vetting that opponent, Aaron Dimmock, and McCarthy delivered a slashing attack on Gaetz, who led the effort to overthrow him as Speaker last fall. So publicly saying that Gaetz should be convicted on charges relating to those allegations, and also supporting the challenger in this Republican primary. This is going to be really entertaining to watch. I've said it before, while I don't like fighting in general, Republican infighting is sort of fun to watch, and especially going into such an important election, the more that Marjorie Taylor Greene can be attacking Mike Johnson, the more Kevin McCarthy can be going after Matt Gaetz, the more Laura Trump can go after Larry Hogan in a different segment. We're going to talk about that. As much infighting as possible, the rhetoric and energy being spent, at least during the time where they're attacking each other, is not being spent directing that toward Democrats and furthering their electoral prospects. And that is a good thing. That is a good thing. Not to mention, on a more petty level, watching all this go down is a little bit entertaining. But Matt Gaetz, on any of these allegations that are examples of wrongdoing, hopefully he is held accountable. Again, innocent until proven guilty. But what we know for sure about Matt Gaetz is he is a low character individual, like his leader, Donald Trump. Let me know what you thought of that in the comments.